Good afternoon, Class 4-1 Orange Group. Mr. Waterman here with today's Period 5 Language Arts lesson on Monday, April 12th, 2021. I hope you all are doing safe and well. I hope you liked the last video. This was the first video where I tried something different and I'm using a mirror as I'm making a video because I thought it would be really fun for you to be able to see me as I'm talking, but to also see me as I'm writing out any examples if we are doing workbook activities together. I'm going to try this for a while until online lessons are finished, and of course, you'll be back at school. Okay. Well, for today's lesson, I wanted to open up our reading textbook that I showed you, and you can see the page here in front of me. On the first page here where it says Theme 1, Silly Stories. Now, I want to ask you this question. When you think of silly things, what do you think of? Do silly stories make you laugh? Do silly stories make you cry? How do silly stories make you feel? The reason I'm asking is because every time I read a silly story, I feel wonderful. They make me feel so happy. I smile a lot. I laugh a lot. Sometimes I laugh so hard I might cry because the silly story is so silly, right? So in the textbook here, for Theme 1, it has a picture here. Look at this picture. How does that make you feel? Is it scary? Is it funny? What about the students in this picture? My goodness, don't they look silly? What do they have on their heads? Does that look like a lot of fun? I think so. And down here, it says to smile. Let's read what this says. It takes a lot of work to frown. It's easier to smile. Just take the corners of your mouth and stretch them for a mile. And that is by Douglas Florian. Well, I think that's an important message. Is it better to look like this? That's a frown. Or is it better to look like this? Or like this? Or like this? So the last two were silly faces that I made, and sometimes I make silly faces when I'm making these videos, and you can see them right now, right? Okay, now I'm going to turn the page. And I'm going to read something to you. Please listen very carefully, and of course, feel free to read along with me. All right. Now, this says Silly Stories with Wong Herbert Yi. He's an author and illustrator. You can use a recipe to make a mountain of chocolate chip cookies, stacks of pancakes, or even a story. Here is a recipe for a silly story from Wong Herbert Yi. It's sure to make you smile. Look at all the animals here. Wait a minute, what's going on? Is that a duck in a bowl of cake batter? Is that a pig standing up and touching eggs? What's going on? I think the duck and the pig are planning to bake. Hi, boys and girls. What makes a story silly? First, you need a place, like a farm. Next, you need some things you might find on the farm. Let's look at some of the things. farmer, farmhouse, straw hat, cow, barn, overalls, kitchen, pig, duck, pitchfork, bucket, and milk. This is a pitchfork right here. Now, let's do some mixing. Step 1. Take the farmer, the barn, the cow, the bucket, and the milk. Step 2. Put them in a story. Step 3. Stir them together. What have you got? You've got a farmer in the barn milking a cow. Wait a minute. What's so silly about that? Farmers milk their cows every day. Boring. Let's try again. There was nothing silly about that. Did that make you laugh? It didn't make me laugh. Did it make you feel good? It didn't make me feel good. Look at my face. Does this look like a happy face that just read a silly story? No way. I think the author needs to try a little bit harder. What do you think? Let's turn the page and find out. Step 1. Take the cow, the pig, the duck, the straw hat, the pitchfork, and the kitchen. Step 2. Dump them all in a story. Step 3. Shake them till you giggle. What have you got? You've got the cow in the kitchen cooking hot dogs on the pitchfork. You've got the duck dancing on the straw hat, while the pig juggles eggs. That sounds like a recipe for a silly story. As you read each silly story in this theme, think about what went into the recipe. And you can see right here in this picture, look at how silly that is. Do cows stand up in a kitchen and cook hot dogs? I don't think so. I've never seen that. Have you? There is a duck dancing on top of the cow's head on its straw hat. Ducks dancing on top of hats? That's so silly. And a pig juggling eggs, and some of the eggs have dropped on the floor. What a mess. I've never seen any pigs juggle, have you? Well, I'm excited to read the silly stories in this theme. I hope you are too. Now, he says, giggle at silly stories. Wong Herbert Yi has a recipe for a silly farm story. What story could you tell with the same ingredients? It says you are about to read some silly stories in this theme. Find out which selection makes you smile the most. Well, before we do that, I think it would be fun to make a silly story of your own. Just something really short, nothing too long, right? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my classroom notebook here. Class 4-1, Taejun Lee, that's me. And I'm going to open it to the first page, or actually the second page, because this is going to be where we write our class rules. So I'm going to open it to the first page, or actually the second page, because this is going to be where we write our class rules. So I'm going to write that down as a reminder, and that way we can write them together when you come to school. So now I'm going to go to page 2. Okay, and I'm going to write my title, which is Silly Story. Now I'm going to start it. I'm only going to write a few sentences, but I want you to finish it with a few sentences of your own, and you can make them as silly as you want. To make it nice and simple, we're going to keep the same animals that we just read about in the textbook: the cow, the duck, and the pig. All right, let's get ready. And I have to adjust my chair just a bit because I need you to be able to see me in the mirror. All right, so now I'm going to say, one morning, Kathy Cow took the train to Tokyo Korean School. So that's one of our characters, Kathy Cow. Let's see what happens. And she takes the train to Tokyo Korean School. Do you ever see cows taking the train? Okay. Kathy Cow met Denise Duck at Family Mart. Denise Duck was eating Fami Chiki. That's making me hungry. I like Fami Chiki. Do you? They walked to school eating the chicken that they shared. Suddenly, Patrick Pig rode by on his bicycle. Okay, so now we have a cow taking a train, a duck eating fried chicken, and a pig riding a bicycle. Really? What I want you to do, students, I want you to add a few sentences. Tell me what you think will happen next. You can do this on the notebook paper file. You can download that. You can write it on that, or if you have a notebook of your own you would like to write this in, feel free to do that as well. Take a picture of what you finished and send it to me. I can't wait to see what you've written. Be creative. Be silly. Be as funny as you want to be as silly as you want to be as crazy as you want to be. Remember, this is an adventure for Kathy Cow, Denise Duck, and Patrick Pig. I look forward to reading what you wrote. that's it for this language arts lesson in period 5, students. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you have any questions, feel free to email Mr. Waterman at any time. Oh, before I forget, I started one paragraph, so now I want you to continue using a new paragraph. So start here, okay? You can write as much as you'd like. I can't wait. Take care, stay safe and well, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye for now.